Probably one of the best bigger routers that you can buy. Now, if you need a cordless trim router, the Wind's a solid option. If you need more power, this is probably one of the best picks you can make. This is the Bosch 1617 router, and currently as I film this, it is on sale. So you might want to check it out now. This is a variable speed router, has some really nice handles on each side to help keep good control. It does have a bigger base versus something like a trim router, so if you need a little more stability, and of course it is much more powerful at 2¼ horsepower, whereas these cordless routers are usually around 1-ish horsepower. That 2¼ horsepower is going to give you is more oomph. So if you need to cut larger grooves, things like that, or if you're just going to be running it at longer periods of time. I've had one in my router station for years now, and so it's a really good option for that as well, but it also works freehand equally as good. It does have a nice micro adjustment here, so you can dial in that perfect depth no matter what you're going to be using. Overall, probably one of the best tools for woodworking on the market. Bosch just makes good stuff. Now, I call him Mini-Me. This thing is so tiny. This little gem right here is a tiny table saw, but it also does a few more things other than table saw things. But first, let's see what it does in table saw mode. Now, I don't think this is for a woodworker in a shop making projects on large scale. This is for somebody doing very small things, crafts, really small picture frames, like very, very tiny, intricate stuff. That's probably what this is geared for. This is not geared for woodworking, but I thought it was interesting, and that's why I bought it, and I'm sure a lot of you will find this interesting as well. This has a 4.5-inch saw blade. A little tiny saw blade. This is a saw blade. Spinning, it will still cut you. You still have to treat this as a fully functioning table saw, even though it is very tiny. It does come with a miter gauge, and I cut several small pieces of about 1/4-inch thick walnut, and it did a okay job. It's not the most powerful saw that you're going to use, but it's not meant for large pieces. This is for very, very small pieces. I would say 1/4 inch and under. It also comes with a couple of other blades meant for cutting metals, so if you need to cut smaller pieces of metal, things like that. This would be perfect in a craft or hobby room, but it's not really meant for a wood shop. Overall though, it's just awesome looking. I mean, come on. Klein moisture meter. This is a pinless moisture meter, and this could save you hundreds of dollars and a lot of frustration if you know what this does. Now, this checks the moisture in your lumber. This does hardwood, this does softwood. You can also use it on drywall and masonry, but for our purposes, we're going to stick to hardwood and softwood. To use this, very easy. Has a 9-volt battery in it. You're just going to hit that power button, it's going to come on. And then you can just switch the modes to hardwood or softwood depending on what you're checking. Now, I checked this big old 2-inch thick piece of white oak that I had milled recently. It's not dried or anything. They literally cut it, brought it to me. You can see that the moisture content is extremely high, in the 20s. We don't want to build a project with a piece of wood that's in the 20% moisture, because it could crack and break and twist and warp and all kinds of crazy stuff as it starts drying. So you want to make sure you have a good moisture content or a low moisture content when you're building your projects. As you see when I check my piece of walnut here, we're in a very acceptable range. I've had this piece for a long time here in the shop with a dehumidifier, so it is a very dry piece of wood in that it's not too much moisture. So I could build projects out of this walnut or even this maple that I checked, and it's in an acceptable range. In other words, anything under about 10 or 13% should be fine. Usually under 10 is even better. But as you see, these would be perfectly acceptable to build something out of. Now, I wanted to check some 2x4s that I bought at a local home store, put my moisture meter on these. They're perfectly fine too. Typically at a home store like Lowe's, you buy the wood. When you get it home, it's going to be around 10 to 13%, usually. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower, but that's usually the average. And this is going to be able to tell you that. All you gotta do is put it on that softwood setting and check that moisture. One of the things I love about this most is it's pinless. In other words, there are some moisture meters that have basically prongs sticking off that you have to stick into the wood. This doesn't damage wood. You just simply set it on top of the wood. It's going to give you that reading instantly. This is a very good one. I have tried others before, wasn't really happy, but I am happy with this one. And I'm telling you right now, if you want one of these, you better get it, because I don't think they're going to last long, especially at this price. This is one of those tools, it's only $9 that you almost walk by in Lowe's and not even notice it's there, but it'll be one of those things you regret not having if you need it. This is a drill guide from Craig. This does have some hidden features here if you don't know what you're looking for. It goes from 1/8 all the way to 1/2 inch, and what this is very useful for is to keep your drill bit at a 90-degree angle to what you're drilling into. So if I was drilling a piece of this white melamine or even a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, this is going to keep me centered, dead center of that 3/4 inch, and let me drill that hole perfectly straight 90 degrees, because this guide is going to keep my drill bit in that correct position. This also has little marks on each side to help you line up your marks so you can drill that hole exactly where you need it. The hidden feature is actually on the bottom. There is a groove, or actually 2 stepped grooves on the bottom, and what that's for is either 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch stock. So 3/4 inch plywood, 3/4 inch melamine, or 1/2 inch stock, 3/4 inch hardwood, whatever you're working with, this is going to self-center itself so you get that dead center hole every single time. Hardened steel inserts, you don't have to worry about wearing them out. And for $9, this is under $10. This is one of the things that are handy as a shirt pocket. Oh my goodness. You got to get one of these. I'm checking the stats here on YouTube, and it says most of you that are watching never subscribe. Why? Hit that subscribe button. Help me out. Also, if you'd like to check out any of these tools, don't forget you can hit that View Products button here on YouTube. Of course, TV viewers scan the QR code or links in the description.